Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Thank you for tuning in to Dantian Energy Presents. We are on numero 10 already. It is an honor and pleasure to have you here and for us to be together in this present moment, whenever this moment may be. This is Dantian Energy Presents, and I am your host or coach, Dan. And let's go ahead and get started. Each Dantian Energy Presents is about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, maybe up to 30 minutes, depending on the topic. Each one consists of a brief warm-up, then a topic of discussion, a guided meditation, and then some parting wisdom. So let's go ahead and get started. First up is our tune in and tune up, which is any form of expressive movement as we introduce today's topic. Today's topic of discussion: drift. May I allow drift? May I allow drift? May I allow drift? May I appreciate drift? May I appreciate drift? May I understand drift? May I understand drift? May I understand drift? And may I let go of drift? May I let go of drift? May I let go of drift? Awesome. So again, just kind of a little bit of an activity to kind of get you grounded in the present moment, kind of shake you up from what you were doing before. I hope you enjoyed. There we go. May I let go? Perfect. Now just pulling up the chat. So now is a great moment to set an intention for the practice. An intention is a dedication or a purpose for the practice. So it can be an idea, a concept, a mantra, whatever works best for you. And we seal in that intention with a deep breath in. And long breath out. Lovely. And now the valuable reminder: the real meditation is how you live your life. Some wise words of John Kabat-Zinn. And so let's get into today's topic of discussion. Today's topic of discussion is drift. What is drift? Well, drift is driving movement or force. Drift can be defined as a driving movement or a force. Furthermore, another definition of drift is to wander aimlessly. Wandering aimlessly as a definition for drift. Why do we care about drift? Well, it can help us understand direction, which kind of gives us the next point of understanding. And so it can kind of give us guidance. Furthermore, it allows us to accept, allow, and be open to change. It can also make us more aware of any change that may be occurring, or perhaps if we are in need of change, drift. How do we explore and practice and understand further drift? Equanimity is a great way, and equanimity is the practice or state of mind of non-reactivity and non-judgment. That's a good way to define equanimity. So by exploring and practicing our equanimity, we begin to become more aware and open of drift. And simply by stepping into or sitting into or whatever form of stillness that works best for you, stillness can help us observe or find drift relative to it. And lastly, and surely not leastly, insight. Drift can help us understand ourselves and the world. They are interconnected and in permanent nature. The clouds don't overthink. They just drift. And now, let us get into our guided meditation. Today's guided meditation is on drift. So begin to find yourself into a comfortable meditative position, whatever that means for you. Posture is important for practice. For some, posture is the object of practice, so keep it in your conscious awareness. You want to be relaxed and calm, yet alert and attentive. Let's begin by first tuning in to our senses and seeing if we can turn towards those with an acceptance and allowance. Anything we may be seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, tasting. Our sense of space, our internal sense. Simply briefly turning into these and allowing them to be. And now, if we are ready, finding ourselves into a deeply meditative state, you may want to gently close your eyes or a soft fixed gaze. And as we do so, begin with the foundation of our practice, our breath. Simply tuning in to the sensations of our body breathing. Perhaps noticing anywhere we feel the breath the most, observing it there, and seeing if we can feel the totality of the breath. From our inhale to our exhale, the upper, middle, lower parts of our breath, inward, outward, stillness, expansion, contraction, warmth, weight, anything we may be observing of the breath. The breath is always with us. As long as we are living, we are breathing. It is an anchor we can return to at any point. And as we continue maintaining conscious awareness on the breath, let's also begin to bring into our conscious awareness drift, whatever that means for you. There is no right way to drift or wrong way to drift. Simply bringing into your conscious awareness, drift. And as we maintain drift within that awareness, also maintaining some attention and focus on the breath. Noticing and experiencing the drift of the breath. The breath of drift. Drift and the breath. No breath, no drift. Good. And as we continue expanding our conscious awareness from our breath, expanding further throughout our bodies, perhaps starting at our head, scanning down through our neck and our shoulders, noticing if we have any tension in our jaws, in our face, our tongues. Feeling our shoulders rolling down to our neck, our bellies, points of contact in our back, feeling the energy flowing down our arms, flowing down our legs, our feet, toes, hands, fingertips, feeling as much of our body as we are able, bringing it all into our conscious awareness. If we are experiencing any pain or discomfort or challenges or sensations, turning towards whatever what may be with an allowance and an acceptance. And if we are in need, and perhaps if we are so inclined, providing love and kindness to any of those places. And now, bringing again to our conscious awareness, drift. Drift in the body, feeling the body sensations of drift. Noticing any sensations we may be feeling as we drift the body drifts. Any experiences of drift and the body. Wonderful. And now continuing to grow and expand our conscious awareness from our physical feelings to our greater feelings or more feelings, our emotional feelings, anything we may be feeling at this moment in any way, shape, or form, turning towards those feelings with an acceptance and an allowance for anything that is or may be, giving space, and if we are so inclined and so able, turning towards those feelings, whatever we may be feeling, and offering phrases and forms of loving kindness in any way that feels right. Good. And now, once again, bringing into our conscious awareness, drift. And this time I want you to have the feelings of drift. Feel drift. The drift of feeling. All the feelings of drift. Turning towards and allowing, accepting any feelings of drift. And while we do so, perhaps noticing if our feelings have changed and how they have changed from one moment to the next. Lovely. And now, let's begin to play with that powerful mind. That beautiful, wonderful, powerful mind. Let's first by observing any characteristics of the mind. Who or what is the one who observes the mind? Perhaps a higher self. Notice the volumes of the mind, speeds of the mind, maybe the weight of the mind, tones, colors. Perhaps showering the mind with love and kindness and appreciation for all its endeavors. Good. And now, using that wonderful mind, let's bring to mind, in the greatest detail we possibly can, drift. Drift in all its details. The ins and outs of drift, all the parts of drift, the surroundings of drift, pieces, anything of drift you can possibly imagine. Bringing drift to mind in the greatest detail you can. Good. And now, I'd like you to do something different. I'd like you to bring into your conscious awareness all the drift in all the universe. Whatever that means for you. All the pieces of drift. All the drift in your life. All the drift that ever has been, ever will be, or ever is in the present moment. Observing the vast, interconnected, intercomplexity, infinite nature of drift, yet unified in its oneness nature as drift. Good. And finally, just as we brought into our conscious awareness, drift, too shall we let it fade to nothing, just as all of our conditioned experience is subject to change and impermanence, coming into existence and fading away. So too shall we let drift, fade, and let go to nothingness. And as we do so, concluding with a practice of loving kindness, let's first begin by bringing into our conscious awareness an object you care for very easily. It could be a plant, or something you just easily connect with. Offering that phrases and forms of loving kindness. Next, bringing yourself into your conscious awareness, your full and wonderful glory, showering yourself with love and kindness, inside and out, in any way, shape, or form. Good. And now, bringing into conscious awareness someone who has helped you recently, offering them phrases and forms of loving kindness in any way, shape, or form. And next, bringing into conscious awareness someone you know who is having difficulty or a challenge or is suffering, and offering them phrases and forms of loving kindness in any way. And next, bringing to conscious awareness someone you connect with very deeply and on a profound level, and offering them phrases and forms of loving kindness in any way. And finally, bringing into your conscious awareness someone who has impacted your life in a significant way, but you would not else otherwise think of, and bring into your conscious awareness. Taking this opportunity now to bring them into this conscious awareness and shower them with love and kindness. Good. And as we begin to wrap up our practice, we remind ourselves that a plethora of experiences may have arisen throughout this practice and throughout life. May we continue to turn towards those experiences and every experiences in every moment with allowance and acceptance, with the opportunity to see life as it is. And now we begin gently bringing ourselves to our surroundings, in our rooms, in our environment, in our bodies, our breath, perhaps finding some gentle movements, some wiggles in the extremities, neck, and shoulders. And whenever we are feeling ready, and whenever it feels right, gently opening our eyes and thanking ourselves for taking the time to honor ourselves in this present moment. Thank you. Now, for some parting wisdom. Akkayu, a famous Zen teacher of the Ashiaga era, was the son of the emperor. When he was very young, his mother left the palace and went to study Zen in the temple. In this way, the prince Akkayu also became a student of Zen. When his mother passed on, she left him a letter that read, "To Akkayu, I have finished my work in this life, and am now returning to eternity. I wish you to become a good student and to realize your Buddha nature. You will know if in hell, whether I am with you always or not. If you become a man who realizes that the Buddha and his follow Bodhidharma are of your own servants, you may leave off studying and work for humanity. The Buddha preached for 49 years, and in all that time found it not necessary to speak one word. You ought to know why. But if you don't, and yet wish to, avoid thinking fruitlessly. Your mother, not born, not dead, September 1st. P.S. The teachings of the Buddha was mainly for the purpose of enlightenment of others. If you are dependent on any of its methods, you are not but an ignorant insect. There are 80,000 books on Buddhism, and you should read all of them and still not see your own nature. You will not understand them, even this letter. This is my will and testament." And powerful little story. So thank you all for joining me in this present moment, and any moment you may be tuning in and joining me. It is an honor and pleasure, as always. If you got anything out of this, please think about making a donation or liking, commenting, sharing. My goal, our goal, is to connect with as many people as humanly possible, or alienly possible, whatever. So anything you may do helps towards that goal and is thoroughly appreciated. As always, an honor and pleasure. I thank you so much. Best ventures. Until next time. As always, much love and take it easy. Bye-bye.